everyone, this is Mara and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I have a bunch of DIYs that I put onto my channel. I also am featuring makers and I do travel vlogs, so go check those playlists out after this video. If you're not following me already, you can follow my Instagram and Twitter at Mara Domina for daily news and juicy updates. I do have 3 membership tiers here on YouTube, so go check that out after this video. And lastly, I do have a monthly newsletter that goes out on dominaandmara.com, so you can check out new collabs like this. But yeah, today we have a special guest with us. Who are you and what do you make?
Hi, I'm Ruzzana and I work with leather. I like to think myself more of as a leather artist, not just designer, just because there is more art to it.
For sure.
Just making things. I create fashion inspired by different fetishes.
Oh, love that.
I like fetishes.
This is also why I'm here. So tell us a little bit about your company. How long has it been in operation for?
I started in 2024 and it's my 2nd year. So now I'm just trying different things and trying to get into different markets.
That's
trying to grow.
Yeah, that's crazy because looking at this spectacular space, I would never have known that she's only been doing this for 2 years. It looks like she's an established artist already, and she's done a ton of work, which we're going to see in just a bit, and has a ton of supplies, and everything's super polished, which is also why I'm here. May I ask why the name Ruzzana for your company?
That's my real name. I had a really hard time deciding what the company is going to be called, and I tried different things, but the domains were taken, or for different reasons I couldn't get them. So at the end I just decided to use my name. It was hard for a lot of people to learn it or to pronounce it, and this way I just have it everywhere.
Yeah.
People learn it, and finally.
I honestly think it's perfect. When I look at it, it's very simple for me. I think it's pretty phonetic, so I don't think it's that hard to pronounce. And also it kind of gives a little bit of edge. I like the ruse part because it just sounds sexy and, and it feels like a brand name to me. Can I ask, what inspired you to do leather? Why leather and not latex or any other, kind of material?
So I started with fabrics, actually. I was making clothes and different things for myself since I was young. But then I decided to work with denim, and I did that for a little bit, but it didn't feel right. I was still searching because it wasn't a company yet. It was just a hobby at the time. Leather, I needed a harness, so I decided to make one for myself, and then just the smell of leather reminded me of home. Because my dad has worked with leather most of his life. Very different from this, but
for sure.
Something familiar. And yeah, it was just a happy place. I really loved it, and I never went back to anything else.
Honestly, that's also one of the reasons why that I love leather as well, is because of the smell. I love the feel of it. I love how buttery it is. It really does feel like a second skin.
Right.
Well, it was somebody's skin at one point. but I also love the fact that it has a legacy in your family, because some people get into fashion, not necessarily for school, but they do as well because they're passionate about it. But in your case, it was passion, and there had been people in your family that actually worked with it. So that's really cool. How many pieces do you think you produce in a week or a month? I don't know what your productivity rate is, but I'm just curious.
It's really hard because my pieces vary from little keychains to big dresses.
That's true.
Some of those, some of the dresses have taken a whole week to make. Sometimes I will do other projects at the same time with it, but yeah, it can be maybe 1 to 100 depending what I'm making.
Wow. That's crazy. We'll check out some of the pieces. So what's a day in the life for you? Do you get up and design some stuff, or do you continue working on projects? How do you decide what to work on since you have multiple things going on?
So I have a to-do list.
Oh,
so
nice.
I go down the list to see which one is more urgent, and then of course the list is in order of urgency.
Love it.
Yeah, I wake up and I look at my list and see what exactly I need to do for today.
I love
Especially
that.
If I have urgent projects or deadlines, then I start with those and trying to get all the mail out before 5 p.m.
Oh.
So I can send all the orders out.
Yeah.
And then usually I work a lot at nighttime because it's more quiet. I like it.
Yeah, honestly, I've heard that also creative people tend to work better at nighttime. So I also can attest to that as well. And then I guess, what are some of the step-by-step processes of design to production.
Right.
And then also it's a kind of a two-part question. Do you make customs? And if you do, I guess it's a three-part question. But do you work alongside a person who is asking about a custom, or do you kind of just like sketch out what you think that it could look like and then present it to them and they're just like, yeah, let's do this, or like work with them at that?
Right. So I've done both, but let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So usually my process starts with making patterns or or maybe sketching, but I'm not that good of a sketcher, so usually it's just like, yeah, I'll try to sketch something that I have an idea, and then from there I go to pattern making. I usually cut the patterns first. I didn't do this in the beginning, but then I made a lot of things that later sold and I didn't have a second one. Then I had to remember what I did and how I did it and like the measurements and everything. So over time I just decided that I'm going to start with patterns, and then that way I can always reproduce more, especially very good.
That's really smart. It's like clothing, like you mentioned.
Same process, yes.
And then you can adjust from there, but yeah, exactly. Have everything stored in memory.
Once you get like so many things made, it's hard to remember.
Yeah. I worked in fashion for a little bit, and I was a sketcher for a fashion designer, and we would have all of the patterns like in little pamphlets that flip all of those into like a plastic sleeve and then archive them like that too. I kind of took a little peek behind the curtains here, and you do have patterns that are on the walls and stuff like that. Are those the ones that you kind of use the most?
Right. The ones I use more are like just all over the place.
Yeah,
yes.
Nice. Same. All right, and then so for part two of the question, customization?
Yes, I do a lot of customs, and that's a big part of what I do. And I've done different kinds. People have reached out to me with their own sketch, asking if I would be willing to work with that.
Oh.
I never copy anyone's work, especially if it's something that already exists. But if it's someone's sketch that they just have an idea, then we'll work together. And yes, usually that's the process. Or the other kind, I've been lucky to have a lot of artist clients who trust me and just tell me what they expect. For example, they want leather and pearls, and then I decide the rest, how the look is gonna be. So I worked with that. I love those.
Yeah, no, I think another thing that drew me to your work was the pearl aspect of it, because it's such a soft, like feminine feature, and then you're pairing it with something that can be hard, but it's also sexy and sensual at the same time. What made you decide to add pearls to leather? I
love pearls, and I spent so much time looking for the right kind, because you can't usually hammer pearls into leather.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So when I finally found the option that worked, and yeah, I've been working with it since. And they were popular. It's almost like a big part of my brand.
Yeah, it's
what I'm known for.
Yeah, it's very unique, and I love the look because it's also got this nice contrast with usually it's white pearls on black, so it's just beautiful. All right, so I guess we're gonna take a little bit of a tour of the space if you're okay with that, and then we're gonna check out some pieces. So stay tuned for that. Right, before we get into some of these gorgeous pieces, I also want to show you guys how Ruzzana actually makes her pieces, just because everything is handmade from scratch. She saves every single piece of leather, and if I'm crafting, I do the same thing, because you never know what little piece can go into what final masterpiece that you are going to be ending up with to give to a client. And also, this is just for those who appreciate the art of this. Like, everything that she does is very intentional, from the branding to the pieces, the type of leather, and so this is kind of just to give a little ode to the process.
So this is my process. Everything is entirely handmade. I don't have any sewing machines or any kind of other machinery. So a hand press, just a lot of tools here, and everything is connected with either rivets, lace up, some kind of hardware, just no. So I do some hand stitching too, but that takes a really long time. So for special cases.
Would you be open to sharing with us like how you rivet something on like a scrap piece of
sure.
leather?
So that's slightly here. I'll bring this one. I'll show you how I usually. So every piece at the very end gets the name, the brand, which is a big part of it. So here we go.
Wow, it actually doesn't take that much force, but it's really beautiful. Really yeah, that's great. Nice.
So let's see. So let's try that. And there we go.
Nice.
That's one. And there we go.
So good. That's so fast. That would take me like half an hour. Film you going through these as well because it's so cool.
Let's try this one. I do like this piece. It's just the harness. That
I love it.
In the back.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like a spine.
I love that.
And that's what it's inspired.
Yes.
And then something different. I had an order for a jack strap. So
nice.
I had to figure out how to.
Oh my god, it's so rhinestoney. I love it. Yes, oh my god, I love it.
That was the idea. Well, I made two, and the one that he chose had pearls.
Oh,
pearls started all over. So yes,
tough choice though.
Yes. Well, he wanted a full pearl.
Oh, I think I saw him. He's the guy with the abs, right?
Yes.
I'll put a photo here.
Yes, that's Mike. I like him. So,
wow.
This is actually, I haven't shot this with anyone before or shown to anyone.
We're premiering it.
Right. It's a little dress that I made. It's snakeskin, and the fun part about it is
gorgeous.
that I didn't really edit it much. It still has the raw edges. It has a little hole that came on the hide, and that was basically, it's lambskin, so it's the whole hide.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, just
gorgeous.
A little fun thing I did.
Snakeskin. Okay,
yes.
so the snakeskin is actually embossed onto this. That's fantastic.
I don't use like exotic leathers. Ooh. That doesn't seem right to me.
Got it.
I'm just not very comfortable with that, but.
Lizards.
Yes. I know. Sometimes
right, lizards? Right?
Yes. This one. This is one of the very first big projects I made. It's a really long, big dress. You've probably seen it on my page if you've been there. Yeah, it was like the biggest project I had at the time, and I wore it for some photos for the launch of my brand. I love this. This brings really good memories.
And look, it doesn't look like it's aged in a day, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is probably one of the oldest.
Wow. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. If you're doing a photo shoot, do you always transport in these bags just for safety?
Yes,
yeah.
Because usually people will come pick up from me.
Oh,
so I don't know how they're going to handle things.
Yes.
So at least this way it's a little more protected.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
At least I provide.
So what is this printed on here?
That's a print too.
Wow.
Yes.
It looks so much like the real thing.
Right. And
That's
they're
crazy.
really nice. This one is like a little corset.
Oh, cute! With the lace up in the back. I love that. Oh, and on the sides. Yes. I love that. How do you size your project? Obviously there's custom, but then are some of these adjustable for kind of multiple like sizes on bodies?
Everything is usually adjustable unless it's custom and required in a specific size. And usually I start with my own size on my body, and then
because you're very petite.
I'm really small, so that's my smallest size.
Okay.
Usually, yeah, that's the smallest I go unless it's custom. And then from there it just grows depending on the order, or but I do offer all the sizes, and I do work with a lot of men and women of all sizes and genders, so I try to make everyone happy.
Yeah.
And have something for everyone.
Can we see one of these like bikini sets maybe?
Yes, absolutely. So this is probably the most recent one I made.
Nice.
Oh, it has a little belt and some chains, and also this is cow leather but printed as snake, not crocodile.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, this is one of the fun ones. I'll also show you this one.
Oh, the pearls. Here they are.
One of my signature pieces. This one has traveled a lot too. Here we go.
Nice.
And that's a little bikini.
Like where?
Oh, I think it's been like to a lot of places in US mostly. But I do work with some photographers who will go to different states and shoot with different people. So
nice.
Yeah, so some of these are samples that literally just came back from photo shoots, and
nice.
They are waiting to be sorted, or whatever the next project or destination is for them. I can also show you one of this that I really love, a little bikini with a lot of spikes.
Wow,
My
that
girls
one's
love it.
I know, I was gonna say how people would feel dancing on them, but you know what? It'll give people personal space for sure.
Honestly, that's part of it, because people who like their own space, they do prefer the spikes. It's,
Ooh, speaking of spikes, can we see your shark fins?
Let's see. So this is a harness that I made last year, I think. And it was for a project about sea creatures. I made a few. There is a turtle.
Oh, I see it!
Little thing. And this is the shark look, that it's a harness. Here, let's see.
Oh my god. It's so cute. Oh my god. I love when it wiggles back and forth. It's so cute. Oh, wow. How long did this piece take you to make?
Oh, this one I made, like, I didn't sleep for a few nights, I think, because the project was due. It was an actual event, live event.
Oh, wow.
It was for, and there were models who were expecting their looks to be ready. So yeah, I think like a few days, but I worked collaboration kind of thing with, I made creatures inspired by sea.
Ah, I love that.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Me too.
There you go.
Turtle backpack. Oh my god. I love it so much. I would have totally gone to school with this. You know, I'm such a fan. I love it so much.
It's a fun one. I use it sometimes. I never made
Oh,
the
you
second
do?
one, but I do. Yeah, I've used it before.
So
I was
cute.
like, oh, it's something. It's not perfect. It has like a lot of work. It was just like the first backpack I ever attempted.
It's so cute.
I had the idea. I didn't know how to make it. So
oh my god, can you imagine like because people are already doing kinky Mario.
Yes.
This would be a great kinky cosplay for that. Oh my god. Yes. Steal this idea. Somebody please do it.
I was also thinking kinky ninjas.
Ooh, I love it.
Turtles.
Yeah. Oh my god, with leather blindfold. I mean,
I think I have different implements. You fucking kidding me?
Oh my god.
Great.
Okay,
Great
genius idea. Next collab. Okay,
Yes.
whatever. I just want to be there for it. and that concludes the studio tour of Ruzzana. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, showing me all this wonderful stuff. We literally took a step into this artist's world, and I hope you can find all of her links down in the description box below. Check them out, please. Such fabulous works and shoots with different people. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share so that other people can learn more about leatherwork and artists like this. Subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when I have new content out. I post every Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, or I live stream. Go ahead and follow my Instagram and Twitter at Mara Domina for daily news and juicy updates. And until next time, keep it kinky, everyone. Bye.